Welcome to the Right Click Save podcast. I'm your host, Calcio, joined by, of course, my co-host, Jimmy T. Today, we were joined by the director of hype from Stripperville, Teddy.
Yeah, it's really great to have Teddy on from Stripperville, especially because I got to animate him as one of his voxel characters from the collection, and it was a lot of fun because I only usually animate in 2D, and it was great to get my hands on a 3D voxel.
As a game, Stripperville is quite a nice alternative to what can sometimes be a really serious space. I really enjoyed chatting to Teddy about how they'd come up with the concept and about how they'd put together a really nice, I guess, alternative as well to the staking aspect of NFTs.
Yeah, I think when you originally told me that Stripperville were booked on, I was obviously apprehensive and didn't really know what it was all going to be about. But actually, we loved having Teddy on. It was a really fun episode to do, and it opened my eyes on some of the other sort of NFT projects that are out there.
So, Jimmy, without further ado, I think it's time for us to open up the garage and jump into the episode. But just beforehand, I would really appreciate if you could comment, like, and subscribe to the Right Click Save podcast. We release weekly videos on the biggest topics within the NFT space and massive interviews with the biggest names in the space. Well, Teddy, it's an absolute pleasure for you to come on the Right Click Save podcast today. I know obviously you had a little introduction beforehand, but tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Well, I'm super excited to be here. Thanks again to you guys. Stoked for show. What do I do? I am the director of hype for one of the dopest, simplest NFT games out there right now. It's called Stripperville, which, can have bad connotations, but the truth is it's a very PG, super fun, very easy to play NFT game, which I don't know if you guys play in the NFT space. On the game side, it's very hard to, it's very, some games are impossible. So
yeah. Well, let's break that down a little bit. First of all, I love the job title, Director of Hype. Is this a job title that's been around for a while? Is this a Web3 only thing, or?
Well, I'm kind of I live in the Web3 creative space, and my business cards actually say they say creative technology and crypto rockstar.
Oh,
so
nice.
For Stripperville specifically, this one dope, amazing NFT game and NFT collection. I'm officially the director of hype. So
One of the
if
best
you've ever
job
seen
titles.
if you've ever seen any of my videos of me pimping Stripperville at conventions, I was just at the NFT Expoverse and the Metaverse Expo and
Nice.
all these shows that we go to tout this. I am the hype guy for sure. I'm the guy in the microphone. I'm the loud one. I'm the one that explains. I'm the one that gives all the interviews. And look,
The right man to have on the show.
yeah, for sure. I mean, if you want it broken down in simple terms, I'm the guy. If you want
Nice.
like ultra tech that is sometimes a little hard to explain, or to wrap your head around, I'm really good at simple talk, simple speak.
Nice.
I'm a great translator of the hard parts to the easy parts. So.
You must have seen some of our content to know that we require the simple talk.
No, I need
Yes.
some caveman talk. I want to go back to what you said a second ago, though, before we get on to caveman kind of stuff. But how when you say it's the simplest game, and I do agree with you, there are some concepts out there that look amazing, and when you get into them, it's just like so complicated and tricky to jump into. When you say simplest game, what do you mean?
Well, look, I'm very active in the Web3 space, and I have played a lot of games, and I'm very confused on some of them. I literally sat there and said, "Wait, what am I supposed to do, or how am I supposed to play, or like my actions are, it's kind of like, like developers. When developers have access to the interface, people tend to get confused." And so in the Stripperville world, it's a lot simpler than that. It's the actions are simple. Everything's really obvious as to what to do. And the way to win is to actually work with your teammates in Discord to actually beat the other strip clubs. So when I say simple, I mean genuinely all the entry fee is just going to OpenSea or LooksRare and picking up one of our Genesis collection, our V1 as I like to call them, version 1 hotties. which are cartoon style drawn beautiful girls, all different kinds, with amazing traits. And there's one trait that's very important to the game. It's called her earn value. But then you take that, and that's basically your entry fee. So I think our floor is like $150 right now. It's not
Nice.
hard to get into. It's real easy. You ain't going to the moon with Stripperville, but you are going to win, and there's a lot to win. So once you have that, you use her as your ticket. You go to the website, you connect her to one of 7 different strip clubs that are open right now, or that are about to be open for our season 2 launch. And you put her ass to work. You become a digital pimp, which is super fun. It's silly. This is, in GTA terms, it's fantastic. So,
Yeah. That's something to cross
yeah,
off the bucket list.
yeah, it's everyone jokes about the pimps and hose ball, but let's talk about the pimps and NFT balls. So,
Yeah.
It does make me giggle. I have laughed, like, thinking about the concept of it. And the bottom line is, it is simple, it is fun. How have you found it when you've approached brands and potential business partners and all those sorts of things? Have you found it a difficult scenario? Has it been one where you've had objectives and obstacles, or?
Yeah, I mean, every time I go to a convention, they go, "Wait, is this adult?" Every time. A perfect example, we are supposed to be at Psycho Vegas this weekend, which is actually more of a music festival, to go and educate the masses about Web3, because we believe wholeheartedly in education. It's the only way our brand is going to grow. It's the only way the industry is going to grow, is we have to not only talk to us tech geeks, which I'm very happy to be one, but also the rest of the world. And there's a lot of education involved. So I'm talking to them right now, and they're having a problem with us coming in. Resorts World itself is having a problem with us coming into the show and setting up our stripper pole right there in the casino floor and everything. So it's kind of an issue. Some places are like, they realize that it's silly. I show them a picture, they immediately laugh and go, "I don't know what I was thinking." But everybody that comes up to the booth, everybody that's brand new, that is first introduced to it, they think they're going to see some boobies.
And they're disappointed when they don't.
And at first they're disappointed, then they laugh, then they're a part of it, and they go, "Oh, I see that this is really just something that should be simpler than that. It doesn't have to be that dirty. It doesn't have to be bad. It could just be the fun part of it, And I don't think there's anything wrong with that."
I saw from your website you kind of position yourselves as safe for work.
Yeah, right. I could tell you on Facebook, just as an example, Facebook and Instagram, we had to create a separate domain that didn't say the word stripper in it, just so that we could get past their like safeguards, because we have 18 and over. We have to put an 18 and over thing on the website and all the stuff. And we're like, "You don't have to be 18 to be on our website. You are sorely mistaken. Zucks need to get it together. They don't know what they're talking about." We like pixelated bikinis. That's about as rough as it gets in my boat.
How do you think, though? So, like, let's go back a second as well, because obviously, again, I do think it's fun, and I think one of the biggest things we need in the space is education's massively, obviously important, but equally being able to have a laugh and stop referring to it sometimes as this massive, beastly, cynical, really serious thing all the time. And at the end of the day, it can just be fun to play a game with your friends. That's a bit silly.
Exactly, but it's kind of that way in the Web3 space in general too. Like, very serious, very cynical. It's everything. Everybody needs to lighten up. I mean, it's really rough out there, and it's rough for us as devs, as building Web3 projects, like who we are as an economy and as an ecosystem, as a community. We have just as many problems as these other institutions that we say, "Oh, well, they need to lighten up." But the truth is, we need to lighten up as well. And that's really hard to do in our space, especially with the market and the way people act. Although, things do change.
They always seem to be a lot better humored when the market's going up consistently.
Right? Everybody always feels it's like, "Oh, there's sunshine in the air." So please.
Everyone's whack me, GM, 4 million GMs a day.
Exactly. Good morning to everyone that has lightened up, especially you people.
Tell me then, Teddy, how do we, let's say I jump into Stripperville today and I'm like, "You know what? We've had a great chat. I want to go to the strip club. I want to get involved. I want to go pick up some girls and I want to get going." I do that, go on OpenSea and I check in. how am I going to see my strip coin increase? What am I actually going to get? What are those benefits you mentioned earlier? Talk me through that side of it.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, I guess I'll kind of finish the game and go into the benefits if that's cool, because I think I kind of
Sounds
stopped somewhere in the
amazing. Yeah,
middle. So
100%.
yeah. So you're in the game. You connect to Discord. You connect with the individuals that are in the same strip club that you staked your NFT into, right?
Okay.
So you go to the Discord and let's say you're in the Vegas club because I'm in the Vegas club. So by the way, if you decide you want to play the game and hang out with me, I go by Teddy Vegas. I'm straight up in Discord and I'm in the Vegas strip club. So just
Nice.
FYI, that's where I live. So if you want to come in and hang out, what we do is we work together as a team to figure out ways to steal customers from other strip clubs and bring those customers into our strip club. So the way the game is played, it has to do with the winning of each game. There's a 13-day cycle for each game with a day off in between. During that 13-day cycle, you accumulate customers. Your girls, you get those asses to work, and you accumulate customers, and you earn both charm points and strip coin. Strip coin is our own utility token. You can't redeem it for money or anything crazy like that. However, at the end of every game, we crown first, second, and third place strip club. And if you are in that, you will get showered with all kinds of strip coin. And then you go to our marketplace and you raid our store and you go shopping and you can buy dope hats, you can buy hoodies, you can get stickers, you can get all kinds of gear. We have super rare one of one NFTs just for the game that are like guy strippers or BBWs. We have like all kinds of like fun. There's trans strippers. We have we have a trait that can go for either gender. There's all kinds of rainbowy style stuff. There's also other NFTs for other projects. So there are really high end NFTs that you can just pick up with your strip coin that you can buy, and then we'll transfer that to you. We also have a 3x3 in Sandbox, which I just got an email this morning that says it's opening back up double alpha for 6 days. So I'm sure by the
Nice.
time this thing launches and you see this magical video, that time will have passed.
Yeah.
And we give away sand. You could buy sand
Cool.
with strip coin in our marketplace is kind of
Oh,
what
wow.
I'm getting to. We also have raffles for Ethereum. So we give away a bunch of Ethereum every game, and or not every game, but every cycle between each game, and you can buy raffle tickets. And so, if you win the Ethereum, you win the Ethereum. It's things like that. Those are the kinds of things. So you're not just playing our game, but you go to the old arcade, and you play all these games, and what do the games spit out? They spit out tickets. And you take those tickets and you walk up to the counter and just think of the tickets as strip coin and the counter
Yeah.
as our marketplace. And that
Nice.
pretty much is how it works in the land of Stripperville.
Nice. Well explained. Talk to us a bit more about the Sandbox side of it. How was that integration always part of the project from the start? What's it going to be like for people visiting the plot on Sandbox?
Look, nothing was from the start, and I want to make that perfectly clear. The insight that I have to the beginnings of Stripperville, the drunken, daring conversation about being in Web3 and crossing this line, and I've got NFTs. Let's fucking go, right? How that became an NFT collection, which then became an NFT game, which then spawned all kinds of fun ideas about things that we could do, which then turned into development inside of Sandbox, buying a 3x3, building all 10 strip clubs out, which we already have done inside of Sandbox. We also built an entire concert venue inside of our 3x3 in Sandbox. All of that dev has been done, and it's been done for a minute. Thank goodness
Nice.
Sandbox is coming back to life, right? So people
Yeah.
can actually use it and not go, all these other metaverses, which one should I go? Well,
Yeah.
the whole reason for our version 2 of our strippers, they look like voxelated girls. They are voxels, which are like Minecrafty, Robloxy girls. Am I allowed to say Minecraft?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Microsoft won't immediately delete the channel.
Right?
Imagine
They're
that,
coming.
just got
If you get
done.
a cease and desist, I apologize. No, I'm just playing. The Sandbox area is their voxels. So the reason why we went from cartoony style girls to voxel girls was strictly because of Sandbox. That was our whole plan. So the girls can be played within the game, either the version 1 girls or the version 2 girls, which are the voxels, but only the voxels can be seen in Sandbox. So when you roll up, you go through these pearly gates and you are in Stripperville. You can go to any one of the strip clubs, including the one that you're staked in, and you're very likely you're going to see your voxel, your girl
Nice.
that you have staked in that club will show up in that actual club itself. You just got to look hard. So every strip club has multiple floors and all kinds of fun, and we're really excited about the concert venue side of it. That will be token gated. But we're most excited that Sandbox is coming back to life. Yay.
Yeah, it's been a
All
while.
that money for something.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons that I was really keen to get you on the podcast as a project really was very simple. When you look at a lot of the propositions that are available in the market, they are glamorous or expensive, or they have lots of things they paint themselves as, but there's very little delivery on what they actually do. And I think once we get past, as you said, the kind of, oh, it's a project about strippers, and you kind of realise that that's just a way of setting up a neat, tidy game that actually makes sense. I can spend $100 today, and the likelihood is that I will make an ROI on that investment very quickly, very easily, because there are so many opportunities to use my tickets, my strip coin, to actually get something back. And I think that's a really nice feature. And the bottom line, I guess I'm trying to get to as well, is how do you feel as the director of Hype when you look at other projects that might have a floor tenfold yours or whatever it would be? You know, you see they get crazy traction. And I guess what I'm trying to get to, do you ever feel like it's frustrating that there's kind of a barrier to entry, and sometimes you guys feel like you could be growing quicker if there was a slightly different way you'd marketed? Or is there anything you would do differently to
Oh my
really
goodness,
push
yes.
yourself?
Look, if you are in Web3 and not frustrated, there's something wrong with your project. Let's be honest. Web3 is a tumble and roll sort of a rigid world that we build in, we live in, and we play in. And it's hard. It's hard to market. It's hard to market a Web3 project. If you're a cool project, you're in the right club, then yeah, you're definitely you're gonna ball out. People are gonna show up, and people are gonna mint out, and you're gonna have controversy, and you're gonna have all of those normal dilemmas that everybody else has on a regular basis. But it's just going to be heightened for you. My frustration when it comes to marketing and advertising this project, this game, is having to go back and forth between the way Web3 is expected to perform and how it actually performs. Coming from the game side, there's always going to be issues. I mean, there's issues in all projects regardless, Web3 or not, Web2 or Web3. But something about the Web3 structure sometimes can make things, if you don't plan so far in advance, you are going to have issues. Season 1 of our game did have some issues that we were able to overcome in season 2. Complete rewrites in certain areas. Our smart contracts they're way more flexible in the idea of what we can control versus what was hard coded into them. Those kinds of things have been mostly mitigated. We won't know if what issues the future brings us when it comes to dev, but I will tell you that we will be able to patch the game every time we take a day off. So part of that was that it was built into the system. We know that we are going to have requests, that we are going to have projects that are going to want to interface with us, that other NFT collections are going to want to have special abilities. If you happen to have one of those collections and they collab with us, you just having that collection in your wallet and connecting it will allow you to have special abilities in the game. Those kinds of things that are super innovative. And I'm prepared as a project lead, I'm prepared for there to be issues. And that's why there is a day off between every cycle, is so if we come across an issue during a game, we get the patch ready, we test it, and then on that day off, we patch the game. I mean, there's an award show and there's everything else that happens on that day off, but it gives us the leeway to patch without consequence, without like Sandbox being down for, the 6 months since the last time I've been in it. Like there's reasons to think about these things, and that's something that doesn't come across in the marketing, is how much time we spend trying to figure out ways that we can solve future problems before we get there. And that sort of makes us a little bit different. Normal marketing and frustration, people copying our project on OpenSea and then blasting our members in Discord and trying to get them to, DM them for all, the normal things are always going to happen. Every convention that I've been to we've blown it out of the water. Everybody loves our project at the conventions. We usually have a small horde of people, HORD of people that come and hang out. And so I think in that aspect, our marketing is working. On the Twitter space, the Twitterverse of the universe of trying to get the word out and different things like that, it's very easy for projects to get lost. Some of our messages barely get noticed and other ones get really well noticed. So sometimes I don't know if everything we're doing is right, but the frustration that I hold, along with every other good project trying to win in the Web3 space, they have the same frustrations that we do. And if anybody wants to be frustrated with me, come hit me up in Discord. I will spill all my drama to you, and you can share. We could collab. It'd be awesome.
It's the constant battle, isn't it? The battle for engagement with an NFT project. It's not like when people are investing and buying in, often you want that person to stay involved with the project from kind of day one and keep coming back and keep using it and staying engaged. How has that been for you? How have you found the participation in the game and your general engagement? How's that fared in the kind of bear market that we've been going into?
Well, when I came on board, one of the first things I did was schedule the end of season 1.
Nice.
I wanted to. There were problems with the game because I don't just do marketing and sales, but I'm also a project for the actual devs as well. So the hype stuff, that's just the fun stuff. That's just that tickles me. So why can't I be loud? So I'll just be the loud one also. So the constant battle for engagement. When I came on board, I cut the project at season 1. And I said, we have to go back to the drawing board and we have to solve. There was a number of issues with the game, the display, some of the GUI, and some of the scoring. Some clubs went into the negative because people were playing the game so well that they were actually took negative numbers away from the game, like negative customers, like things that weren't accounted for when the game was being put together. And so the engagement for season 1 was very, very well. When we launched our initial project, our initial NFT collection back in August of last year, we just celebrated 1 year. We completely sold out. The whole collection in 8 minutes was done. Nice. Like the whole project was minted out. Bam. Like, well, then where do we go from here? And we had talked about the game, and then the game started to come to fruition, started to get dev'd out, and then they launched the game. And the game was very successful. There was a ton of strip given away. There was a million strip coin given away in season 1. Season 2, we're dropping 2 million strip coin, FYI, 200,000 strip coin per game. And there's 10 games this season. So the engagement for season 1 was very good, but you have to understand that I deliberately stopped the game. I deliberately halted the game. I put us into a period of sort of hiatus. We threw a bunch of IRL parties to sort of compensate the Discord team. If you were a V1 holder, we had contests where we flew a bunch of people out to Vegas, and we threw a huge party at Sapphire, which is an actual strip club in Vegas. We had a private room, DJs, Cordell got up on the mic. Like we had we had a really good time in Vegas. We also had a secret party with Too Short at a private venue at VCon So we were at
Oh, cool.
VCon, and there was a ginormous party, and that one blew up, and we had a great time. So we did a bunch of IRL things
Yeah.
for the community. We also had a 1K giveaways where we were giving away $1,000 worth of Ethereum every single day. So we did a whole
Nice.
month of that where we gave away $30,000 worth of Ethereum. It was like driving us crazy. A lot of money was given away. Lot of like we reinvested. The owner of this project has reinvested way more than all recommended levels of money, reinvested back into this project, reinvested into the community. We hold daily games in Discord now where we give away like really small tokens of Ethereum. We give away V1 strippers that we had in reserve. We give away we just give away a bunch of things. So we're constantly trying to keep Discord going with the giveaways and the conversation. The core group of people. There is a core group that is really dedicated to the game that jumps on every time I'm on a podcast, every time something happens. They're all in the it's like they follow everything that we're
Nice.
doing, and they're that involved. There's even a Twitch streamer who's dedicated. He's not part of us. We don't pay him. I mean, we subscribe. I don't know if that counts, but
Yeah.
his entire show is This Week in Stripperville, and he talks about the game changes. He
Oh,
talks
that's
about the
great.
dev. Like for real, you are
That's
signed
cool.
in. It's twitch.tv/you are signed in, and he does a whole show every Friday, and where he drinks beer and talks about Stripperville. So I think that our engagement in the game has been pretty good. We're right at the point. I'm doing final testing for season 2, so we're right at the point where we're about to launch season 2. I'm sure by the time you see this, season 2 will have already launched. But we're right there. So once we launch season 2, I'm sure the interaction will go plus all our hype, plus all our marketing equals a lot more people playing the game than we're already playing, because we had over 1,000 people playing the game the first season.
So you mentioned that you guys have done a load of conventions. Walk me through what you guys do at these conventions. Like, what's your store like? You said something about you had a stripper pole up. I want more information.
Oh goodness, we bring in typically 3 to 4 strippers or models. So when I was at NFT NYC, we didn't actually have a booth, but we were everywhere. I had a film crew. I had girls with me. We hit every floor of the Marquee Hotel. We traveled to Radio City Music Hall. We went to a bunch of things all around with my film crew, and we just kind of went crazy. We interviewed people. We talked about our project. We talked about their project, and the girls just danced. Just so you understand, the instruction that I gave the girls that hung out with me in New York City was to try to distract them from educating us on their project. So not in a malicious way, but just grab onto them, put your arm around them, play with their ear, get close and blow on their face, and mess with them while they're explaining whatever they're explaining, which is what makes good content. I don't know how else to
Yeah, I
put
like
it.
it.
Like,
I like it.
right? So we did that in New York. We did the Metaverse Expo, which was in Vegas. It wasn't attended fantastically. It definitely wasn't NFT NYC, but we were the hit of the show. Everybody that came to that show like crowded around our booth. In fact, the show owners told us to take it down a notch if we could, which would be great. They're like, "There's kids here," and I'm like, "They're not stripping. I don't understand. They're not dancing. They're not asking people for money. There's no booties in anybody's faces. They're just dancing on a pole. The music's loud, and we're having a really good time throwing money in the air." So, with the NFT Expoverse, which we just got back from just 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. The NFT Expoverse, I loaded up the RV. I have an RV, put all the gear in it. We drove to LA from Vegas, had the girls in there, had my film crew in there, had social media team in there, and we stormed that place. We had a really great time. At the booth, like I said, we set up a proper strip pole, an X pole for anyone who knows the industry. We set up an X pole, a proper X pole. I brought in Danny, who is one of the dopest she's a pole dance instructor. She's a champion fitness pole. She travels and she goes to these pole dancing competitions and she places and sometimes she wins. And so she was on the pole mostly for most of these. So you're seeing these crazy tricks. The booth is very well decorated. It has like a step and repeat behind. It has pull up banners, lights. I have this ginormous sound system, so we play our own music and we go hard. Tons and tons of giveaways, hats, and mostly hats and stickers and bags, and lots of conversation. And that's typically what we do. We try to leave the booth once every day, and like as a small group of people, we like plow through the convention hall with our cameras in tow, and I have a bullhorn where I get really loud and holla Stripperville, welcome to Stripperville, that kind of stuff. And it's you asked earlier about frustration in marketing, and conventions are a very easy space to connect with the right Web3 people without the interface of the web browser and the people in the way and all of these things. So this is a much better conventions. If you care about the space, the people you see talking at these conventions, these are the people that are the leaders of Web3 right now. The NFT space, depending on the metaverse space, there are leaders. Some of them end up on panels, but these speakers should be listened to because the direction that we take as an industry is very, very important. And although we are a silly, fun NFT game with a dope collection and a great Discord community, we still want to be a part of the future of where NFTs and Web3 is going. And look, I'm a part of DAOs. I'm not, no disrespect. I'm a part of a couple projects that I felt like almost went to the moon and then some, and I was on board, and play to earn and all of these very important things that are out there, and I support them. But we as Stripperville are not any of those organizations. We are silly fun games with dope ass hotties, and our IRL parties are off the chart, and that is who we are. So go to the conventions.
We've been going to
be
the
a part
wrong
of it.
events, Jimmy. We've travelled to America three times.
We went to NFT NYC.
No, but why have we not ended up with an invite to a Stripperville party? I feel like we've been missing out. We've ended up just sat in like little rooms with blokes just having a beer. We've been in the wrong place. I definitely feel you about the convention vibe. I feel like that's where we've made the majority of our best connections. It's not necessarily at a booth. It's when you get into those little gritty parties, you end up chatting to people and you realise actually everyone's trying to do the same thing. They want to build what they love or care about. They want to make something that they're proud of. And they want to do something well. Like with us for the podcast, it's the same thing as you with Stripperville, for example, where you just want it to be good. You want people to enjoy it. You want people to engage with the content.
Well, honestly, the truth is life is hard. And in most cases, life sucks. You got to have friends. You got to have people. And if you really like the Web3 and NFT space, you should immerse yourself around those people and not exclusively live in it from behind your computer screen. You got to go out and you got to meet these people. These people are the dopest people because these concepts that live in our heads, when you actually talk the way you guys do on the podcast or in real life, when you actually get to connect with those people, more so than just in Twitter spaces or over Zoom or whatever, in real life, when you have drinks or coffee with these people or dinner, I'm telling you, it's a whole different experience. You're like, oh, I kind of like this space. Like, yeah. I really like being in this space because when I talk about shit, they actually know what I'm talking about. And I don't have to explain what a JPEG is to these people. So, it's a nice touch to actually connect with people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to take that technique you discussed a moment ago to the next convention. When people are trying to introduce their projects to me and Calcio, I'm going to be blowing in their ear.
I don't know if it works with a face like that, Jimmy, mate. I don't know.
Get it.
What?
Get it. Look, get it. All you need is like a mascot made of your character, and have them stand next to you and have them mess with the people that you're interviewing. That would be gold. Oh, that would be gold.
We'll give it a roll. We'll give it a run on the next convention. See how it goes.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Give us the rundown on what I need to do next. So I have listened to the podcast. I've really enjoyed it. I'm excited to know about the very next steps of what I need to do to get into Stripperville Genesis 2. When are we dropping? How do I do it? How many have we got? Talk to me.
Oh my goodness! So you want the 411 for real? All right, here we go.
I really do, yeah.
For you children who don't know what the 411 means, that's an old term from back in the day. You had to press it on a phone to actually get information. So I'm just, you got to educate people. So the 411 on Stripperville. Okay. you can go to OpenSea or LooksRare and pick up one of our Genesis Collection girls. If you go to our website, stripperville.io, and you click on the OpenSea icon, it'll take you right to there, and you can see what it is. Like I said, the floor right now is about $150, $150 for those of you that are paying attention. It's really easy to get into. Pick up one of our girls. Pay attention to her earn value. Her earn value matters in the game. Her earn value is the equivalent to how many action points you can use every day that your girl earns for you, if that makes sense. So obviously higher earn values, like in the 90s, an earn value is going to earn you a lot more of what we call charm points in the game. So that is a good barometer. If you just want to play the game and jump in and kind of get your feet wet, buy the floor and then go to Discord and then figure out who you want, what strip club you want to connect with. You can do that as well. But once you own an NFT of our V1s or our V2 girls, we are expected to mint late September. So right now, like I said, our V1's completely sold out, but there is the secondary market on OpenSea right now. Our V2 girls, there's going to be 6,000 girls that will be dropping. Our voxel girls that will have lots of other traits, plus their earn value will matter as well for the game. Make sure that you check that out before you buy, and then you head over to our website stripperville.io, click on the game icon. And once season 2 launches, you'll be able to jump into the game. And then the first thing you'll do is you'll get some strip coin to get started. You're gifted strip coin with a new NFT tied to your wallet. But then you can take that and pick one of 7 different strip clubs to stake your NFT into. For the kids that don't know, staking your NFT means actually taking it out of your wallet. So you won't be able to show your friends once you stake your NFT. However, your NFT is still connected in the game, and when you load up the game interface, your girls show up right there. So at the end of the season, you can then unstake your NFT and resell her, or do whatever, keep her for next season, whatever you want to do. But that's kind of the beginning part of it. And then once you're in the game, it's very important that you connect with other players and work together. Figure out what club they're attacking, and go and steal customers. There is an ultra exclusive group of people that are strip club owners. And if you want to be one of those strip club owners, I think the floor is around $5,000, I think, for one of the strip clubs itself, because there are soon to be 3 additional strip clubs up for sale. And if you are an owner of the strip club, there's a lot more to do, but the payout if you win first, second, or third place in Ethereum at the end of the season is stupidly high. So that I would definitely pay attention if you're interested in actually making an Ethereum return for a winning club. It'd be a very good idea to go the strip club route if you'd like to purchase those. Those are also for sale on OpenSea.
How many of those are there?
Well, there's a total of 10 clubs. 7 clubs have owners right now. 3 clubs after we closed up season 1. 3 clubs went up for sale, and those people aren't playing this next season. So, the goal is, by the time you probably see this, is to have those 3 clubs properly for sale on OpenSea. You can pick those up, and then you're instantly connected into the inner circle of the Stripperville community. And trust me,
and is that what's going to be in the Sandbox? Did you say that you're going to have the different nightclubs, or it's going to be one big nightclub with the different floors for the different?
Yes. So all 10 strip clubs were already built out in Sandbox. That's already done.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you go to stripperville.io right now, you can actually see there are in the bottom in the Sandbox area, there's a bunch of videos of what they look like. But there's 10 strip clubs built in, and then there is a concert venue as well. There'll be token gated events. And that's just part of our utility that we're bringing to the community. If you're a V1 holder or a V2 holder, you have access. That's how it works. So.
Nice. And what kind of acts are you planning to book for the concert venue? Have you got anyone big lined up?
I don't have anybody lined up as of yet. It was news to me until today that
wow.
Sandbox was even going to be open again.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay, cool.
I literally just found out this morning. So I was on hiatus. I was in a fluster looking at other metaverses like, what do we got to do to get this thing going? Did we make a bad choice by going with Sandbox and getting our voxel girls and building our whole rest of our collection after them? Like we went hard on Sandbox, and they've been closed a little too long for our liking. But as a project lead, I genuinely understand drama is drama. Like dev is dev, Web3 is hard. So
Dev is the thing that always takes so much longer than everyone expects, and it's often the choke point that just the frustration from that just feeds back into the community as well. So glad you guys have got ahead of that.
I completely agree, and there's nothing like the stone wall that is Web3 when it comes to dev. Look, my heart goes out to everyone who has had to work in dev for real, not just smart contract. I'm talking about actual dev for Web3 stuff, like for real. If you've had to do that, dude, come hang out with me in Discord and we will chat, because it makes me sad. A couple nights I pulled my pillow a little too close and sobbed into it. The amount of Zoom calls and arguments I've been on is out of this world. So it's very difficult. It's very hard to make deadlines, and it's very hard to win in dev and Web3 for sure.
We need like a dev support group. Anyone who's ever needed dev, come around.
Hi, my name's Teddy. It's been 3 months since my last Web3 project.
We're all light a candle for you.
Thank you. For sure.
It's okay. There's punch and pie.
I thought there'd be punch and pie.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We always ask our guests one question to end on, and it's probably one of my favourites because I feel like it gets straight to the point. I need you, Teddy. I really need you to sum up Stripperville for me in a minute or less.
In a minute or less. Do you want the game or do you just want like the concept?
No. Your job is to sell to me. Say, for example, I'm fresh off the bat and I see this clip on Twitter. I see this in your marketing. I want you to summarize everything in 1 minute or less.
Ready, set, go. Put the timer on the clock. Here we go.
It's on. We're on.
Stripperville. Welcome to Stripperville, the dopest, easiest NFT project / game you've ever been a part of. Come join the fun. Head over to OpenSea, pick up one of our version 1 hotties, our Genesis collection, jump over to our website, and jump into the game. The first thing you do is you get to hang out with people who are like you, who want to play. The second thing you do is you stake your NFT, your girl. You put her ass to work in a strip club and you become a digital pimp. You hang out with other digital pimps and figure out ways to steal customers from other clubs and bring them into your clubs. But be careful of the streets, because if you wait too long and your girl gets kicked out of the club, she's going to be randomly staked into a new club. So watch out for that. At the end of every game, we give away a ton of Strip Coin, and Strip Coin is our utility token to be used like tickets at a carnival. You just head over to our marketplace, go shopping. You can pick up all kinds of amazing things like super rare one-of-one NFTs, dope merch, sand for Sandbox, even raffle tickets to win Ethereum, tickets to IRL events, all kinds of amazing stuff. That is Stripperville. The community is amazing. The website is very clear. There's simple how-tos. And if you want to be a part of it, the NFT game, you want to be a part of the fun, join us at stripperville.io. Season 2 is about to launch. Our voxel collection is about to drop in just a little over the end of September. We are here. We are fun. We are the party. The girls are waiting for you.
Nice. That was good. How many times have you done that? That was that was smooth.
I don't know. I just made most of that up. So, I mean, I said some of it before. It's like a collab of stuff. So
I like it. It.
Yeah.
It was
I mean, it's true. I didn't make it up like it's fake, but I just kind of, those are the pieces that's what Stripperville is. It's a dope community. I'd love to know what the timer was. I wish I could see the timer so I could time it to the end and hit it right on the buzzer. But I did my best.
We'll take that as a development note. We'll try and get a big timer for
Ooh, that would be if you could do the countdown.
Sound effects, yeah.
We need some noise.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I was thinking we might actually introduce it as a feature into the show where we step into a different set for the 1 minute
that would be
pitch.
awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And it would be like these crowded people that are trying to get you, and you have to say it before they crash. Crazy ideas, super fun.
Yeah.
Super
That's
fun.
awesome. It's been really great having you on. I mean, it's one of these projects when Calcio first said to me, it's like, we're going to get Stripperville on the podcast to talk about the NFT project. I was like, what is this? But then as soon as I looked into your project and saw it was a bit of fun, saw that you guys are delivering on the things that you said you were going to do, that is our main metric for people we get on. We want the good people in the space, and that doesn't necessarily mean every bland project that's ticked off a couple of things on their roadmap. It means the people that are actually building the things that they said they would and actually approaching the space in the right way. So I'm glad we've had you on and we can highlight a slightly different project to our audience base, but one that we think is a bit of fun.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with the Right Click Save podcast. It's been super fun. So
Thanks, man.
it's been awesome. I can't wait to tell all my friends.
Final thing as well, Teddy. Where can we catch up with Stripperville?
Stripperville, you can find out way more information about how to hang out and party with us at stripperville.io. Of course, all of our proper links are linked there, and I strongly recommend you go there before just typing it in because, the Web3 world, there's lots of other imposters out there. So stay safe, stay good. You can check us out at OpenSea at Stripperville-NFTs. You can check us out at LooksRare. You just type in Stripperville NFTs. We should show up. We have a marble collection for our marble games that we do on OpenSea. You can check us out on Twitter at StrippervilleIO. And on Instagram, Stripperville NFT. On Twitch, we are /Stripperville, twitch.tv/Stripperville. And of course, TikTok, you can check us out at Stripperville NFT.
Nice. You're hitting everything there. You're on every platform.
We're on there's a few platforms that we're not on, but yeah. I'm exhausted. So
I like it.
That's all the platforms the world gets.
You got to be on them all these days. And we'll stick a link to them in the description below.
That would be great. That would be really good. That would be awesome, actually. Although if you just send them to the website, that would be the best. Because as much as people want to see Instagram and stuff like that, there's so many fakes out there that it's hard.
I bet.
Yeah.
Teddy, it's been awesome having you on. It's been a lot of fun and great to learn a lot more about your project. To anyone listening, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this far into the episode. If you want to hit that like and subscribe button, that really helps us out. And we'll catch you on the next one.